That was the first ant crawling out of the nest on the third day that I test them. Welcome to another week. I'm currently thinking about making these vlogs a little bit of a smaller part of my life because I'm currently really excited about work, and yeah, I want to put more effort into that, and most of all building a model. I don't know whether I will succeed in this week, but I hope that I will keep the videos a little bit shorter to make them still aesthetically pleasing so that I can put more effort into less content, if that makes sense. Years ago, so yes, previous cellular extinction years. First tetrapods. This is the beginning of the Earth, 4.6 billion years ago. Heavy bombardment ends.
Yeah, is it that you?
So every 2.2 feet on this rope is 100 million years, which is a long time. In 100 million years, there's still the rest of Earth's history. The origin of life was somewhere between 3.8 and 3.5 billion years ago.
So the water is first.
Yes, the water would be first. Look back that way. So that's multicellular plants, animals. Think 700 plus or minus 100. Here is animals. Animal history starts here. The rest of the Earth's history is that way. 4 billion years of history, no animals around. The last 600 or so million years, you have your animals. Cave exposures where you have your first bilaterate, big, complex animals.
Brown seeds with these large white elaiosomes attached. And so collectively a seed...
It's almost nostalgic seeing those first year cohort talks. Making my way to a mentoring workshop right now, and I am 10 minutes late because in the email again there were false information. So I was at the wrong place, but now hopefully I'm going to the right place. Alright, that was a good thing to do. We were together in groups and got some worksheets on what our goals are for being a mentor and a mentee, not to be confused with manatee, and discussed a little bit. The best thing was we had free lunch. Of course, right afterward I went to the FLC, the Faculty Learning Center, in which we are meeting to discuss about how to improve our teaching in the class that I'm a TA with, to restructure it to be more active learning. So that was, very teaching focused, very mentoring focused. Afterwards I also kind of tutored Noah with kind of modeling, because he does the modeling course that I did last year, and so I'm trying to help him out a little bit. And now the teaching continues with teaching my undergrad a little bit about another piece of software like our statistical software, where you also have to code and program a little bit in. She's afraid of that. Yeah, we'll make it work. So today, very much under the star of teaching. It rained again, even though we should be well into the dry season. It's crazy. Yeah, as little rain as we got last winter, as much we get this summer and fall.
4 different colors. Make sure you write on your own card the names of the 4 people. Research shows that there's nothing better to help you understand something than to explain it to somebody else, which is what you're going to do on Monday. You want to think about how to explain it to somebody who doesn't already know what it is as part of it.
I've just been to another awesome seminar, and not only because there was free food again, but also because the talk was literally about food, that is, insects as food.
A cow needs about 25 kilograms of feed, while a grasshopper needs about 2 kilograms.
And the professor who gave this talk is in the beginning stages of making his own company to grow insects sustainably as food and as feed.
And that's me holding the phone.
And as he said, his goal is to talk to many farmers who currently have cows, to convince them to instead have grasshoppers on their fields and to harvest those instead.
The wood chips from the landscaping waste, inoculates it with his mushrooms, he harvests the mushrooms. This for him now, after he took off the mushrooms, this for him is waste. We add that to the compost, we grow these beetle grubs, and I'll show you in a second. And this is the dynasties, and yes, the larvae are that big.
Because as you may or may not know, insects are nutritionally much more valuable than beef, for example. They're also much more efficient in terms of digesting and of course also growing them. So since the world population can probably not be fed with the conventional current methods that we have in the year 2050 already, we kind of have to come up with something like eating insects and farming them on a large scale, or just growing our meat in petri dishes. I initially planned to go with at least Noah and maybe Greg to the local Oktoberfest up on Mount Lemmon, but since it rained again this morning, we decided to change our plans and instead to not go. Yeah. In any case, I now started the 7th trial of the experiment, looking at whether experience of very young ant and naive ants changes the search path. I initially only wanted to run this experiment for maybe 4 days or so, but on the first 5 days I didn't see any difference that the ants would go farther away from the nest, so they would all just hang out, or 2 or 3 ants would all just hang out within a radius of 1 meter near the nest entrance. And so I thought, I really want to know when they start to go further away, because those ants are expected to forage for maybe 5 meters or so away from the nest, and so I want to know, when do they do this? But yesterday one ant ventured a little bit farther than she used to before, so I have great hopes that today I'm gonna see a little bit more of exploration. Hopefully then this will be the last day that I will film this colony, for now at least.